Men over 60, this chair edge trick makes you rock hard, instant results. It's a sobering reality for many men over the age of 60. A significant portion of their day is often dedicated to sitting, whether it's at the office, in the comfort of their home, during their commute, or simply during leisure time. The act of sitting becomes a dominant posture. However, this seemingly innocuous habit harbors a hidden danger, one that directly impacts male vitality. The conventional way of sitting, often described as flat sitting, can gradually but surely impede crucial blood flow to the penis. This posture inadvertently compresses the pelvic floor muscles, the very foundation of erectile function, and consequently diminishes or even extinguishes morning erections. It's a cycle that leads many to believe that a decline in sexual performance is an inevitable consequence of aging, a narrative that is, thankfully, far from the truth. Instead of advocating for an end to sitting, which is impractical for most, the focus shifts to a revolutionary approach, transforming the act of sitting from a detrimental habit into a powerful tool for achieving and maintaining hardness. This transformation hinges on a specific, yet remarkably simple technique that requires only one readily available piece of equipment: a chair. The journey into understanding this technique begins with acknowledging the profound physiological impact of prolonged sitting. When a man adopts a flat-sitting posture, particularly if he leans back, his pelvis tends to tilt backward. This subtle but significant shift in pelvic alignment effectively disengages the pelvic floor muscles. These muscles are not merely passive components of the body. They play a vital role in controlling erections by trapping blood within the penis. However, with a backward-tilted pelvis, their ability to contract and perform this essential function is severely hampered, leaving them in a state of dormancy. Beyond the pelvic tilt, flat sitting exerts direct pressure on the perineum, the sensitive area situated between the testicles and the anus. This region is home to the prostate gland and a complex network of nerves that are indispensable for achieving and sustaining an erection. Hours of sustained pressure from the surface of a chair can restrict blood flow to this critical area, leading to a numbing sensation and impaired erectile function. Furthermore, prolonged sitting leads to the shortening of hip flexors. These muscles, located at the front of the hips, are held in a constricted position for extended periods, causing them to gradually shorten. This shortening not only restricts blood flow to the entire pelvic region, but also interferes with the optimal angle of the pelvis, further exacerbating the issues related to erectile health. Compounding these problems is the shutdown of the core muscles. When sitting flat, the abdominal muscles, back muscles, and pelvic floor muscles become largely passive. This lack of engagement leads to a loss of stability in the pelvic region, weakening the structural support necessary for robust erections. Finally, the overall circulation is negatively affected. The sitting posture hinders the return of venous blood from the legs, making it more challenging for blood to reach the pelvic region and, subsequently, the penis. This slowdown in circulation is a direct precursor to weaker erections. When one considers that these detrimental effects are compounded by sitting for 6 to 8 hours daily, week after week, year after year, the body's ability to achieve hardness can become profoundly compromised. Morning erections can vanish, and the ability to perform during intimacy can dwindle, not due to age alone, but as a direct consequence of ingrained sitting habits. However, there is a beacon of hope, a method that can counteract these negative effects and, in fact, leverage the act of sitting to promote hardness. This technique, which I, Dr. Amara Cruz, a men's health specialist with 14 years of experience, initially met with skepticism, has yielded remarkable results with my patients. The core of this method lies in a precise way of sitting and a specific movement designed to reawaken and strengthen the dormant muscles responsible for erectile function. To begin, one must position themselves on the absolute front edge of the chair, ensuring that only about half of their buttocks are in contact with the seat, while the other half dangles freely. This edge sitting position is paramount because it naturally facilitates the correct pelvic angle, a prerequisite for the subsequent movement. Feet should be planted firmly on the floor, shoulder width apart, with weight evenly distributed between the chair edge and the feet, creating a sense of stable engagement. The critical movement involves a deliberate forward pelvic tilt. This is achieved by pushing the lower abdomen forward while gently tucking the tailbone under. As the pelvis tilts forward, a sensation of engagement in the lower abdominal muscles will become apparent. At this precise moment, the pelvic floor muscles are squeezed, mimicking the action of stopping urination midstream. This contraction should be felt as a distinct tightening at the base of the penis and around the anus. This intense squeeze is to be held for a count of 3 seconds while the pelvis remains tilted forward. Following this, the pelvis is slowly returned to a neutral position, and the pelvic floor muscles are completely released, allowing them to relax for a period of 2 seconds. This entire sequence, pelvic tilt forward, muscle squeeze and hold, return to neutral, and release and rest, constitutes 1 repetition. This process should be repeated 15 times, with each cycle taking approximately 50 to 60 seconds. Finding a consistent rhythm, a gentle flow between tilting, squeezing, returning, and releasing is key to making the movement intuitive for the body to learn. This elegant exercise in just 60 seconds effectively removes pressure from the perineum, correctly positions the pelvis, and most importantly, deliberately activates muscles that have been neglected for potentially years. It sends a powerful signal to the body. Wake up. These muscles are vital. They need to function again. The efficacy of this technique is not an abstract theory. It is a tangible reality observed in the progression of men who diligently practice it. In the initial few days, individuals often report a newfound awareness of their pelvic muscles, a subtle tightness at the base of the penis, and an overall sense of activation in the pelvic region. This is a wholly positive indication that the muscles are stirring from their long slumber. Between day 3 and day 5 of consistent practice, many men begin to notice the return of morning erections. While they may not be at full strength initially, experiencing even partial firmness is a clear sign that the body is responding positively. As the practice extends into the second week, morning erections become more reliable, and an accelerated response during intimate moments becomes apparent, with a return to more natural and responsive sexual function. By week 3, a significant improvement is often reported, characterized by fuller erections, enhanced staying power, and a surge in confidence. The pelvic floor muscles have, by this point, adapted to the daily activation signal. By the end of the 4th week, a remarkable transformation can occur, with many men experiencing what feels like a complete restoration of their erectile function. Morning erections are dependable, and erections during intimacy are firm, responsive, and sustained. It is crucial to understand that a single session, however well executed, cannot undo years of muscle dormancy. Consistent activation is the cornerstone of this transformation. Therefore, practicing this technique twice daily, once in the morning and once before bed, for a mere 60 seconds each session, totaling just 2 minutes per day, is the recommended protocol. The men who achieve these profound results are invariably those who commit to this daily consistency. While the technique itself is straightforward, adherence to its precise execution is critical to achieving the desired outcomes, and common mistakes can significantly impede progress. One of the most frequent errors is sitting too far back on the chair. Even if one believes they are on the edge, they might still be too far back, preventing the pelvis from tilting forward sufficiently and thus hindering muscle activation. Another prevalent mistake is neglecting the pelvic tilt altogether. Merely sitting on the edge without actively tilting the pelvis forward and tucking the tailbone under means the deeper pelvic muscles remain unengaged. Rushing through the exercise is also a major pitfall. Failing to hold the muscle squeeze for the full 3 seconds deprives the muscles of adequate engagement time. Similarly, not squeezing hard enough is a common issue. A light squeeze is insufficient. A strong contraction, felt as a definite tightening at the base of the penis, is necessary. Finally, the most detrimental mistake is expecting immediate results after just 1 or 2 sessions. Muscles that have been dormant for years require sustained effort to reawaken. This is not a quick fix, but a daily activation regimen that requires commitment for at least 2 to 3 weeks. To facilitate this commitment, a 10-day challenge is proposed. Practice the technique twice daily for 60 seconds each time. The initial 3 days should focus on mastering the correct positioning. Days 4 through 7 are for noticing the subtle changes, such as muscle awareness and partial morning firmness. Days 8 through 10 are for evaluating progress, as most men report clear improvements by this point. This journey of revitalization is within reach. It's about understanding that your body is not broken. It simply needs the right signals and consistent activation to regain its optimal function. Consistency, indeed, is the architect of transformation.